Hey guys, what is going on? Scorpion Slayer 66 here, coming at you with my record collection video. Since this channel is going to be transitioning more into records and CDs and stuff, I thought why not have like a center point or a starting point to show you guys what I have as of August 25th, 2015, and show you guys what I add to the collection every so often. So yeah, a few things before I start. First off, sorry about the glare. My lamp is like literally right here. Second off, I'm going to try and remember if it's an original pressing or if it's a reissue, and tell you my favorite songs off of each thing. And also another thing is, I alphabetize everything starting by number, and I go by album name. And this is going to be a long one, so I hope you guys enjoy. So let's start off with Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. I just call it 36 Chambers. I've always known it as that, so I just call it that. But anyways, one of my favorite hip-hop records, one of the best debut albums of all time, in my personal opinion. Genius album. It's just filled with so much like vulgar, like hilarious dialogue between the 9 members. But it's also like very thought provoking, which is everything a rap album should be to me. So definitely one of my favorites, probably a top 5 in at least the hip hop category. The next one, that was a reissue by the way. My favorite song is Tears. This one is the most recent reissue of Abbey Road by the Beatles. Obvious classic, not much I can really say. Technically, it's the Beatles' last record because they recorded this pretty much all before or all after the Let It Be record. It's just Let It Be came out later. So they tried ending on a high note and, Come Together and Here Come the Sun around here, which are probably my 2 favorites. But, of the Beatles' famous discography of 65 to 70, this is one of my least favorites, but taking nothing away from this masterpiece of an album. So, yeah, definitely check this one out if you haven't. Obviously, a very famous image. The most recent reissue of America's Most Wanted single by Ice Cube. This also has Once Upon a Time in the Projects and both the instrumentals. America's Most Wanted is one of my favorite Ice Cube songs. And I love Ice Cube. I want to get more of his vinyl eventually. Like, I really want to get a Predator, Lethal Injection, Death Certificate, and the America's Most Wanted album eventually. But yeah, fantastic record. Like I said, that's a reissue. From everything I can tell, this is an original pressing or the very first reissue of Pink Floyd's Animals, my second favorite Pink Floyd record next to The Wall. In my opinion, this is Pink Floyd's most thought-provoking album. Just the lyrics in it are some of the most like insightful out of Pink Floyd, and my favorite song is Pigs, 3 different ones. Just fantastic song, very, very good guitar work on that song. Like I said, I really love this album. I think it gets overshadowed by Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall a bit too much. Fantastic record. The next one is a recent reissue, and I haven't gotten around to listening to this one yet, sadly, but it's Redman and Method Man's Blackout. I love Redman and Method Man, so I can't wait to get to that one. The next one I think is an original copy of Men at Work's Business as Usual. I think it's an original, or it's the very first repressing. But yeah, Down Under is a great song. Probably my favorite off this album. And I actually got onto this from my good friend 64-Bit for Life, so thank you for letting me know about this. And I picked it up for cheap, so yeah. The next one's one of my favorites in my collection. It's Castlevania. The cover's modeled after London Calling, which was modeled after the Elvis Presley album. But the coolest thing about this is it's on white and pink splatter vinyl, which is very, very cool. And for all like 2 of you who are on this video that don't know what Castlevania is, it's a video game franchise with some of the best music in video game history. And this is a numbered edition. Mine's number 445 out of 666. So yeah, that's very, very cool. Very good. And it's my only 12-inch that plays at 45. So that's pretty interesting. The next one I think is an original pressing of Combat Rock by The Clash. This has like Rock the Casbah and Should I Stay or Should I Go, which are my 2 favorites off of here. But yeah, very good punk record. Out of like the famous Clash albums, the self-titled, London Calling, and this is easily my least favorite, but still, again, taking nothing away from it, it's very good. Good record. Just if you can pick it up for cheap, definitely grab it. Not much I can say about this next one. It's the 40th anniversary reissue of Dark Side of the Moon. Very nice gatefold on it though. Very cool. And it came with a bunch of posters and other shit. My favorite song off of here is Time. It's one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs. But yeah, not much I can really say. This is a very unpopular opinion of mine. But of like the 5 big Pink Floyd albums, this, The Wall, Animals, Wish You Were Here, and The Division Bell is probably my least favorite. If not number 4. So yeah. Still, again, taking nothing away from it. It's a very good album. It's just I don't. There's just something I prefer about each of those albums, respective to this one. So yeah, and I'm sorry about my hair. It looks stupid. Um, the next one I think is an original pressing of John Lennon and Yoko Ono's Double Fantasy. If I'm not mistaken, this is the last album that he released before his unfortunate passing. But yeah, I hate Yoko Ono as a musician and a person. I absolutely hate her. But on this album, she's not so bad. My favorite song off of here is Dear Yoko. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Dear Yoko. Very good song, and their chemistry does work well on this album, but yeah, I just hate her. I hate her so much. The next is a older reissue of my second favorite punk album of all time, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables by the Dead Kennedys. Easily a top 20 favorite album of all time for me. I mean, there's not much I can really say. Like, the Dead Kennedys are one of my favorite punk bands. This has a lot of their famous songs: Holidays in Cambodia, California Uber Alles, Kill the Poor. But yeah, my favorite would have to be Holidays in Cambodia. I really like the album version of it better because it's a lot more like fast and raw. So yeah, great album though. Definitely check this one out. The next one is my second favorite Dead Kennedys record, and it's Give Me Convenience or Give Me Death, which, if you guys don't know, it was a bunch of B-sides, alternate takes of songs, unreleased songs, and covers. So, yeah, the only Dead Kennedys album that I really want left is Plastic Surgery Disasters. And then there's that 7-inch box set, which is really cool. But, yeah, my favorite on here is their version of I Fought the Law, which was originally by The Clash. I way prefer this version. So yeah, definitely an amazing record. Check this one out. And this is the most recent repressing as well. The next one is the first pressing because it just came out like 2 years ago. Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. One of my favorite albums to come out this decade. Amazing rap record. Really nice gatefold as well. But yeah, one of my favorite rap albums to come out in a long time. Kendrick is a genius in my opinion. He topped it with his next record, which is To Pimp a Butterfly, which hasn't gotten a vinyl release yet. But yeah, fantastic record. Definitely need to check this one out, especially if you think all modern hip hop sucks. The song Money Trees is my favorite off of here, so yeah. The next one is a reissue, I believe, of The Great 28 by Chuck Berry. This is just Chuck Berry's most famous songs on one album: Maybelline, Roll Over Beethoven, The Obvious, Johnny B. Good. Not much I can really say. Early pioneer of rock music, and Johnny B. Good is easily my favorite song off of here, so yeah. The next one I'm not going to talk about too much. In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. It's like a meme among the music community. My favorite song off of here is either In the Aeroplane Over the Sea or King of Carrot Flowers Part 1. Fantastic record. It's a reissue. Yeah. The next one I haven't listened to yet, but I know one of the songs off of here. It's the Kinks Complete Collection. This has You Really Got Me, which is an awesome song. The Kinks were kind of the start of punk rock in a way. But yeah, fantastic band. I'm really excited to check this one out because I do like a lot of their songs. It's just I haven't listened to this thing yet, so yeah. And I think this is a first issue of this because it is quite a bit older. So yeah, lots of Led Zeppelin coming up. Led Zeppelin 1, most recent reissue. My favorite Led Zeppelin record actually. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, Dazed and Confused, Communication Breakdown, How Many More Times. Just a fantastic record. My favorite is Dazed and Confused. Just amazing song, so definitely check this one out. The next one's an original pressing or the very first reissue of Led Zeppelin 2. Has like the Lemon song and Whole Lotta Love. Whole Lotta Love is easily my favorite, but this album is just fantastic. I don't like it nearly as much as most people, but yeah, it's still very good. Same goes for this next album, Led Zeppelin 4. This is the most recent reissue, and it's a very nice gatefold too. But anyways, I don't like this nearly as much as most people. But I still do enjoy it. When the Levee Breaks is arguably my favorite Led Zeppelin song, so yeah, that's very cool. The next one is the most recent reissue of my favorite hip-hop album, Liquid Swords by GZA. Fantastic album. There's not much I can really say. All I can say is I really highly encourage you guys to listen to this. My favorite's Cold World off of here. Fantastic record. Next is the most recent reissue of one of my favorites, London Calling. Fantastic album. Definitely a must listen to. Easily my favorite punk record. There's not much I can really say. I mean, it's number 8 on Rolling Stone's top 500 albums of all time. Not much I can really say. Amazing record. The next one is very cool. It is, I believe, a first pressing of this, and it's a compilation of Beatles love songs. So on here is the song Yesterday, In My Life, If I Fell, Michelle, For No One, She's Leaving Home, Norwegian Wood. It's just a bunch of their best songs on one album. I mean, for just Yesterday and For No One alone, I would have bought this. Those are easily my two favorite Beatles songs. Just fantastic record. Definitely pick this one up. And it's very, very cool. It actually is a nice gatefold, if I can get it open. And it comes with like this cool little book talking about like the lyrics about each song. So yeah, very, very cool. And I'm glad I own that one. And like I said, just if you're just getting into the Beatles, this might be a good place to start because a lot of their early songs are on here, and plus a lot of their most revolutionary / best songs are on here. And sorry, I'm trying to get this back into the plastic before I put it down. But yeah, like I said, even for just Yesterday and For No One, it's definitely worth it. So yeah. The next one is the most recent reissue of A Tribe Called Quest: The Low End Theory. Second favorite hip hop album, amazing record. Awesome jazz rap on here. I mean, not much I can really say. Definitely encourage you guys to check this one out. My favorite song off here is the opening track, Excursions. So yeah. Shout out to JCU99. I know that's one of his favorites. The next one's the most recent reissue of Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. One of my favorite punk records, obviously one of the pioneers, and sadly there was only one Sex Pistols record with the unfortunate passing of Sid Vicious. So yeah, punk exploded with this album in England, and then the Ramones were doing their thing in America, but this helped explode punk even more. So yeah, my favorite off of here is Holiday in the Sun, but lots of classics on here. Anarchy in the UK, God Save the Queen, Problems. So yeah, definitely want to check out if you haven't. Next is the most recent reissue of one of my favorite metal records, and it's Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. With this album, they solidified the Maiden lineup with Bruce Dickinson. And yeah, just fantastic record. My favorite off of here would have to be Run to the Hills. Just a really classic song, but yeah, fantastic record. Definitely one to check out. It's very, if you want to get into metal, this is one place I would definitely consider you guys to start, or with Black Sabbath. So yeah. From everything I can tell, this next one is an original of Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin. This is my second favorite Led Zeppelin record next to Led Zeppelin 1. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff. I'm sorry about that. There's a lot of great songs on this record. Let me get out the track listing here. Custard Pie, House of the Holy, Kashmir. And what's cool is actually they come wrapped in like this cool thing, and it's like a little flap that you open, and then each record comes with its own sleeves with different pictures in each window. It's very, very cool. But yeah, I think in all honesty, this gets really underrated in the Zeppelin lineup because everybody just looks at Zeppelin 1 and 4 and stuff like that. So yeah, fantastic record though. Kind of hard to find on vinyl actually, if you guys don't know. It's very hard to find, and it's pretty expensive. It can range from like $50 and up. I got mine for a lot cheaper than that in used condition. So yeah, fantastic though. You definitely have to check that one out. The next one is John Lennon's The Plastic Ono Band, which if you guys don't know, I actually just learned this myself recently. There's a Yoko Ono version of this, but fuck Yoko Ono. Get the John Lennon one. This is going to be, okay, this is one I have to elaborate on. I haven't listened to this album until I got it on vinyl. I listened to a few songs off of it. That primal yell that he does on like a bunch of the tracks is literally one of the coolest things in music history to me. That yell isn't even like a pissed off scream. Like he's not just fucking angry. He's like, it's like some natural instinct that he has to just yell. And it's not even, like I said, like an angry yell. He's just like an ape trying to assert his dominance. And it's really weird, but every single time he does it, it makes my hair stand up. It's just fantastic, and definitely a great album. I think the song's called Woman, or no, not Woman, Mother, excuse me. And I think that's the song where he talks about losing his mother. Fantastic song. Definitely check this album out. Yeah, just awesome record. The next one's one of my favorite punk records, and it's Fugazi's Repeater. A lot of heavyweights in punk music coming together to make a band, coming together to make one of the best debut albums of all time, in my personal opinion. So yeah, a fantastic record, easily my favorite Fugazi record. Repeater is an amazing song. But yeah. Next, we have my favorite album of all time, and I have 2 copies of it. Revolver by the Beatles. I'm not going to say much. Best album ever. Most quintessential album of all time, in my personal opinion. not much I can really say. A lot of innovation, a lot of reinvention, a lot of amazing lyrics, a lot of amazing songs on different topics. Yeah, I could literally probably make like a video just about that, and it would be fucking too long. So yeah, the next one is an album I didn't like for the longest time, and it's Rubber Soul by the Beatles. I always thought it was just overrated, because yeah, the Beatles reinvented themselves, whatever. But after I let it sit and I started listening to more music from different genres, I went back and listened to this, and my opinion completely changed. This is easily one of my favorite Beatles records. But yeah, the Beatles reinvented themselves from the mop-head performers they were before to these men that could write really great lyrics and songs. So yeah, my favorite off here would have to be Wait or Norwegian Wood. Two fantastic songs. The next one is an obvious classic. It's Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. The reason why this album is so good to me is you can feel the tension. If you guys don't know, both of the couples that were involved in this album were breaking up or divorcing at the time. So all of the tension that was coming from their personal issues was fueled into the music, and it's just fantastic. Dreams is easily my favorite, the Stevie Nicks track. So yeah, fantastic record. It's very common too. It's one of the best-selling albums of all time. So yeah. The next one, tied as my favorite record of all time, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Not much I can really say. It's fucking Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I'm pretty sure everybody knows this record, knows its place in the music industry. Rolling Stone said it's the best album of all time. Millions upon millions of people say it's the best album of all time. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Fantastic compilation. I really love Simon & Garfunkel. But yeah, this Greatest Hits is awesome. It has like Sound of Silence and Mrs. Robinson and Bridge Over Troubled Water. That's the one I was missing. My favorite off of here is Sound of Silence. That's one of my favorite songs of all time, probably. Fantastic record. I really love Simon's solo career. It's I think maybe even arguably better than Simon and Garfunkel. Maybe. But yeah, fantastic record. Not much I can say about this one. Thriller, Michael Jackson. I mean, not much I can really say. Beat It's my favorite song off of here. I can say that. One of my favorite punk albums, I almost said Misfits. Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures. What's really chilling about this album is Ian Curtis, who is the main vocalist, has a lot of mental disorders in this song, or even in his life, excuse me. And it really was portrayed through this album. You could totally tell that he was having a lot of issues through his lyrics and the way he expressed his vocals. And what's really disturbing is I think it was either a little bit before or a little bit after their sophomore record, Ian Curtis took his own life, and it really cemented this record in history. My favorite song off here is the opening track, Disorder. It's really weird taking a dance theme, like a dance beat, and making a song about disorders and having guides take you by the hand. But yeah, fantastic record. Extremely moody, so if you're into that kind of music, I definitely encourage you to check this one out. This one I actually just got today, and it's one of my all-time favorites, The Velvet Underground and Nico, self-titled. What's cool about this one, actually, is it's a colored vinyl. So, yeah, not much I can really say about this one either. It's very revolutionary. But, yeah, yellow vinyl, and it has brown specks to match the banana on the front cover. But, yeah, genius album. I think The Velvet Underground, in terms of impact, has one of the best discographies of all time. I mean, this obviously Loaded, they're self-titled, and that I forget, I always mess up the name on it. It's like White Light is something Heat, something like that. I always fuck up that name. So yeah, easily my favorite by them though. My favorite song of here is either All of Tomorrow's Parties or Heroin. This album, is just amazing. Definitely encourage you guys to check this one out if you haven't. Down to the last two guys, the Misfits' Walk Among Us. One of my favorite punk records, easily my favorite Misfits record. You can't really go wrong with any Danzig era Misfits record, but this is easily my favorite. Short, ferocious, fast, vulgar, fantastic. My favorite song off here, I think it's called Vampira. Yes, Vampira. Excuse my phone. But yeah, fantastic record. Definitely check this one out. And I haven't been mentioning reprints. I just noticed that, but I don't care. So we're almost at the end of this video. And the final one is a reprint of my third favorite Beatles record next to Sgt. Pepper and Revolver, the White Album. Just so many fantastic songs on here. Very nice gatefold on this one, too. It comes with, like, the glossy pictures, which I'm going to get framed eventually. But yeah, I mean, so many fantastic songs on here. Like, I can't even think of them all right now. Back in the USSR, Dear Prudence, Obladi, Oblada, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Martha My Dear, Blackbird, Rocky Raccoon, Sexy Sadie, Helter Skelter, just so many amazing songs off of here. My favorite would probably be Helter Skelter, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, or I think Blackbird's on here, right? Yes, Blackbird is on here. So, yeah, fantastic record. Definitely check that one out. And that is the end of my vinyl collection, guys. Let me know down below what was your favorite. What album should I check out down below? I'm really into any music besides modern age country. So, yeah. Like I said, let me know which one was your favorite down below. What should I check out? Please leave a like while you're down there and subscribe as well. And until next time, guys, take care.